Is your garage door opener not opening anymore because the belt assembly is broken? Do you have a LiftMaster, Chamberlain, Raynor, or Craftsman garage door opener that happens to have a belt assembly? Would you like to know how to replace that belt drive assembly easily? Then this is the video that you need to see. Hey party people, out here on a very windy day. I don't know if you can feel the wind, or no, you can't feel the wind. You might can hear it, you might can see it, right? It's just super windy. You see how those trees are blowing? Trees just blowing. Santa Ana winds. They are more trouble than they're worth. And we're out here in Chino Hills, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to help out a customer that has a broken belt assembly, basically a broken belt to their garage door. Now, broken belts are very funny because normally a belt, such as on your vehicle, will only break because of wear and tear. But some breaks are an indication that something else is going on. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what type of belt we need for our specific garage door. If we do in fact need to replace the belt, we're going to be talking about identifying what could have caused the belt to fail, and at the same time we're going to be talking about whether it's better to stay with a belt drive opener or perhaps maybe convert, or I should say replace, your garage door opener with a chain drive assembly. Stick around. Okay, party people, here we are. This is the culprit. The belt pulled off, broke off. That is pretty gnarly, don't you think? This is actually metal. This is a steel reinforced, or that's steel pieces, metal pieces that over time, due to wear and tear, they're just going to strip out. Now, one of the reasons why this is probably the case is basically how the garage door is balanced. But the balance is always one of those things that we're looking for to achieve, I could say, the zen of proper garage door balance. You notice our garage door is up right now. We can pull on it. Ooh, it's a little tough. A little tough closing. Whoa, it starts going down. It starts going down. Whoa, super heavy. Ouch, did I almost lose a foot? I shouldn't have done that, but proves the point. Garage door is heavy. Balance is off. And the type of door that it is, this is a wood door with 1, 2, 3, 4 struts. 4 struts to help sustain the strength of it, to help sustain the weight of it. And quite frankly, in this corridor where the winds are just beating up these garage doors, it's kind of necessary. So again, something that we're experiencing right now with the garage door opener motor, aka the belt, is due to a circumstance or a situation outside, externally. There's an external issue that's affecting it. We kind of determine that our garage door balance is a little off. But if you notice, the spring was hard to close and then became heavier. Or I should say, the door was hard. You know, that's just subliminally, I'm already thinking of the scenario. But it was hard to close from the 7-foot level, and about at the 5-foot level, it started to race down. What does that mean? I don't think they have the right garage door springs. But that's my professional opinion. I'm definitely going to do my due diligence to make sure that we can achieve proper door balance. But at the end of the day, we're going to repair this garage door opener. Okay, let's see what we can do, okay? Okay, so how this works is pretty simple. When you're talking about replacing a belt, well, in reality, you're just basically replacing a part. And as things are going right now with parts, particularly for LiftMaster, they're kind of hard to come by. So you want to determine first what type of motor you have, and the sprocket will tell you for sure. Of course, you can always go with the model number, get an idea of the model number, perhaps maybe take a picture of it and see if you can find a match on the internet or at a local distributor. And if you're dealing with a dealer contractor, definitely want to send that picture over to him to let them know, hey, this is what my sprocket looks like. So we'll definitely be showing you what this particular sprocket looks like. It happens to be an Anaheim door. Oh, those Anaheim doors. Anaheim garage door opener, actually. They don't really make garage door openers. This is a Chamberlain LiftMaster Craftsman. They're all under the same vein, probably a Raynor in your neck of the woods. Anyways, so what we're trying to do is we're just trying to make sure that we get the right belt. Now there are two specific model numbers, and these model numbers will be based on what type of gear sprocket you have. Now that sprocket, the belt sprocket, might have smaller teeths. Teeths? Is it teeth? Teeths. I don't know, I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. Anyways, it might have a smaller gear or smaller teeth or teeths. Teeth is not right. Anyways, smaller teeth as opposed to the wider teeth or bigger teeth that are in some of the older products. So here we have that particular belt rail, or that belt assembly, not the rail. The rail's already there. And this happens to be an OEM general part. You see that right there? OEM, general. You know, general because, well, am I saying general? Genuine. Genuine, right there. That's what it says. OEM genuine. General. Why am I saying general for? Yeah, I'm general. Anyways, so here we have basically the actual part that was designed, made from the manufacturer for this particular garage door opener motor. But before you do anything, determine first your sprocket. Whoa, the winds are going crazy. My hat's probably going to fly off, party people. Anyways, so determine first your sprocket assembly. Check out your model or motor model. Check that out first. Understand what type of motor you have. And then from there, make a decision. If you're going to either repair the garage door opener or replace it. There they are, looking for me. Let's go ahead and take this call. Hey party people, if you're getting value out of this video, please give a thumbs up. In fact, the robots at YouTube tell me that over 90% of you watching these videos are not subscribers. And the robots don't know what they're talking about. You do, party people. So please, consider subscribing, because on this channel we provide you pro tips and tech reviews for all your residential garage door needs. Now clearly, when you're talking about replacing a belt drive on your garage door opener motor, there are some factors to take into account. So continue watching the rest of the video, and in fact, if you have a question, leave one down below because we'd love to answer it for you. Now let's get back into the video. Okay party people, out over here at Lario's Meat Market, over here in Chino Hills. Pretty awesome, good food. Burritos, tacos al pastor, asada, you know, the good stuff. Anyways, so made a little pit stop, had to take a little break But I just wanted to let you know that in that job, what we had to do is we had to basically make sure, again, that we get that right belt for the door. As you can tell, the broken belt and the other belt, the new belt, are the exact same belts. So that means that we got the right part. And so one of the things that this belt assembly does not have are the small pieces that connect to the trolley carriage. Now, it's very important to keep those small pieces, because if you don't, you're going to be in a world of trouble. In fact, taking off those small pieces is a little bit of a task. It's a little tricky to do it. So you want to keep in mind that you don't want to lose the pins and the connecting piece. I got to figure out what that part is called. I'll put it in the post here. I'll put it somewhere with an image. Long story short, what you want to keep in mind is that those pieces are vital to the installation of your new belt. LiftMaster doesn't send those parts with you. Now, you could order those parts and basically get the new ones, but you would have to make sure that those parts are in stock, and obviously if they're going to fit the same hole. In fact, the thread on the screw portion where you put that spring bolt onto the new belt, well, in some cases, particularly in the Chamberlain side, they'll have a flat side. So on the LiftMaster, they're more round, or I tend to find that on the older ones, they're more round. On the Chamberlain side, one side is flat. So you really have to pay attention on how that's done. These are all little tricks, nuances, little ticks, things that you got to keep aware of, or you must be aware of, before installing that. So I'm gonna go check if my burrito's ready, and then we'll finish this job up. So you want to take something into account before replacing any parts to a garage door opener. You have to ask yourself, is this the right motor for this door system? That's a tricky question, because the motor that you want may not necessarily be the motor that you need. If you do happen to replace any type of parts to a garage door opener motor, well, ask yourself, how old is that motor? Are parts still available for it? Can parts be discontinued in a relatively short amount of time? Will I be able to find the parts locally? If those questions seem harder and harder over time, then it may make more sense to replace the garage door opener motor. At the same time, when we're talking about a very big door, a very big heavy door, well, we should ask ourselves, is this type of motor designed to lift a heavy custom wood door? Now, right now I'm replacing some springs on a completely other project. So the reason why I'm interjecting this thought is because here's the question of the day. Did you buy your garage door opener motor based on your garage door needs, or was it based on your garage door wants? Okay, whew, wind's picking up. So we replaced the belt on this garage door opener motor, and I'm pretty happy with it. Sorry about the overexposure. I turned off my ND filter so that way you can get a better shot from inside. But here we have the motor. It is now with its new belt. We made sure that we kept all of the small pieces that allow us to put the new belt on, and it opens smoothly. It opens and closes very, very smoothly. It's surprising how these motors withstand the test of time. The motor's a 1/2 horsepower. Again, Anaheim garage doors, they don't make garage door openers. They just, they just install their particular doors. They put their name on this one. It's by Chamberlain, but the point that I'm trying to get at is this. It's a trooper. I mean, it'll go the long haul, and I'm always surprised by that, but it doesn't surprise me either because it is a LiftMaster motor. And whenever they made these motors, I'm I'm always confused why there's certain parts discontinued for some motors from LiftMaster, and yet there's parts for this particular motor that's also built by LiftMaster. Well, when LiftMaster came out with this motor, they deemed it with certain lifetime warranty parts. Now that's a word that you just don't want to throw around. Lifetime is, well, it just basically means that, right? For the entire life. And so if there are particular nuances, if there are particular issues with this motor, no matter what happens to the belt or the motor, LiftMaster will always warranty it. Now that being said, I do have a feeling that someday down in the near future, they are going to discontinue the parts. And the terminology that is being used now is limited lifetime. So what that basically means is that there's a limited warranty due to the lifetime. Some manufacturers say that it's only for manufacturer defects. Some manufacturers say for a period of time, even though lifetime is thrown around. I never say lifetime anything. I say, you know, you've got a 1 year, 3 year, 10-year warranty, and you know, usually the 10 is pretty common. When it comes to doors, yeah, some of them do throw around that lifetime term, but they do now say limited lifetime. So what that basically means is that as long as you are the original owner, they will warranty for manufacturer defects. In the case of LiftMaster, no, it's a little bit different. They're going to warranty it for quite some time. And I don't think that's necessarily good or bad, but it does definitely give some customers incentive to purchase a LiftMaster motor as opposed to a Genie or maybe even a Marantec that only probably provides about a 10 to 15 year warranty. I can't remember if Marantec is lifetime or not. I'll probably look into that, but that's neither here or there. The replacement of this belt was successful, and that's what we want to keep in mind, that replacing a belt is not that difficult. But you do want to keep in mind, first, what type of motor you have. Second, you want to make sure that the part is either an original OEM part or maybe a third-party part. And at the same time, you want to be able to make sure, is your door properly balanced? Now, even though I serviced the garage doors, I could not achieve proper balance to this door. The issue is not the right spring. They need different springs on this door. And that's a completely different issue. But in order to open up that can of worms, I have to talk to the customer. I have to let them know, you know, the whole gist of it, because at the end of the day, they're going to need to make a decision, because today we're only replacing that belt drive. So thanks for watching. Remember, the pro tips, techniques, and principles behind this video are designed to help you make a better decision. I am nobody. Of course, this channel is designed to help you with pro tips and tech reviews for all your residential garage door needs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all stay safe.